Okay. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Today we are gathered to commemorate the inaugural UN International Day of Countering Hate Speech that is commemorated on June 18, 2022. And the theme for this year's for this activity is promoting inter-religious, intercultural dialogue and tolerance in countering hate speech, which is another hashtag, No to Hate. And this activity is organized in Old Town under the auspices of the Imam of the Central Masjid. We take it all over. All over. Okay. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. We are gathered here today to commemorate the inaugural United Nations International Day of Countering Hate Speech, which is commemorated on June 18th under the theme Promoting Inter-Religious, Intercultural Dialogue and Tolerance in Countering Hate Speech. Hashtag No to Hate. This activity is commemorated on the 18th of June, as I earlier mentioned, and it is commemorated at Old Town under the auspices of the Imam of Central Masjid, Imam Tukur Muhammad. This activity is sponsored and by Defy Hate Now, an organization that is in Berlin, Germany, and also found in South Sudan, Cameroon, and I think these are the few countries in Africa that where Defy Hate Now is found. And then the program is hosted by FUSDA, which is a Fube Students Development Association in Bamenda. And then there is BLAF2, which is the Association for the Underprivileged. And then D2R Transformers, which the two activities, all of these organizations are from the Mbororo community. And that is the reason why we are targeting this community, which is Old Town. So the activity is going to specifically comprise of, creating awareness about the dangers of hate speech and how we can engage all community stakeholders, including women, children, and in fact young people, to lead actions as far as countering hate speech is concerned. Assalamu alaikum. Okay. So, Imam.
Let me bring the program and then I present Imam.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Pocket. Okay. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. My name is Bahiru Adamu. I was trained by Defy Hate Now in Yaoundé last year, and I also received another training in Douala, all based on countering hate speech. The reason why we are here today is basically to celebrate the first edition of the fight against hate speech. Hate speech is basically a problem in our societies. And by the end of today, we'll know what hate speech is and why we have gathered here today. I will start by apologizing for the late starting. Actually, we're here at 8, as promised. Unfortunately, not everybody was here at 8, so we had to wait. So our program is going to be very brief, and this is how it's going to look like. We have already had the arrival and registration of participants. And just to say that the participants, they went the normal year register, made them try write their name for list with the Begna. And then we don't get sampling of expectations of participants. Tin where my sister Sharifa be the do and tin where we expect say me will do one for the workshop. And then so we'll start the occasion proper with our Imam here, who being a host for today's event. He go give we welcome address and he go give we the go ahead so that we can continue with our program. After that, we'll get presentations, and the presentations are going to be very brief. One will come from Abdul Aziz Adamu, who will tell us the theme of today, because this is the first edition, as we said, and then the theme, the main idea where we celebrate, and today Abdulaziz Gotewi, and then the next presenter will get either Sharifa Saleh or Adama, when they will present on, Sharifa will present on the psychological effect of hate speech, why hate speech be bad, how hate speech they affect all we for society, and why we will get for stop them. And then the next presenter, when Adama, he go tell we how to stop hate speech using tolerance, how we accept each other differences, so that we so that we stop hate speech for the spread. And then we'll get another presenter when Usmanu Abubakar, where he go tell we how our cultural differences fit been a uniting factor for stop hate speech. And then we'll get we'll get Sharifa Saleh, as I earlier indicated, we go talk about the trauma, and then Adama go talk about tolerance. So basically, now the presentation, then that way we'll get on for today, and then we'll get pictures, family picture outside, with your permission. And then we'll get some few people they interview them, whether this expectation they when they be get them, they don't realize them or not how, whether this event today be successful or not how. And then we'll finally end with a small bite where the organization, Defy Now for Yaoundé, don't put them together, say as we don't come together, they talk about our own problems and for our own community, we will not go back empty. And then we'll get transport reimbursement where we'll get Usmanu Abubakar, where go give back some small stipend for transport, where go help we for take back or taxi go back for our various housings. So inshallah, that's how the program will look like. And then I will just please say, may all we collaborate, we don't overlate, more collaborate so that if we finish and before Zura reach where we don't already finish, may all man go prayer for your house. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Okay, now we'll go straight to the Imam of the Central Mosque, where go give welcome address so that we proceed. Okay, so.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. In the name of Allah, the most gracious, the most merciful, we thank Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for this very, very important day. When at the day where we get with sisters and brothers, where they go enlighten us about hate speech. Hate speech, we know now language where it join place. Now language where it bring war. Now language where it drive peace for place. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, he don't already talk about that. That is why he say Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim for any surah for Al-Quran, where 114 times they pronounce them for inside the Holy Quran. The most gracious, the most merciful. And this most gracious, most merciful, it really one we with hate speeches. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala don't talk about hate speeches in the Holy Quran about 28 places. That is 28 verses where they talk about hate speeches. Because hate speeches, it bring anything where you think now war. It bring people into disarray. It bring people not to understand themselves. Because as much as you want your brother, if you hate him by worse language, he no go pardon you. Blasphemy, religious insults and hate speeches against persons on ground of their religion, tribe, opinions, or personal ideas, na something Islam totally condemn. So today, may we give we ears for here for this our picking them where they go give we their insight about hate speeches. So they don't give us some papers, they may just take note because it be very important. A hate speech, you know, we mean these women, if they don't learn how to avoid hate speech, means that the whole compound and the whole nation will be safe for that. Because we believe that women, they be very good for CCA, them put peace and unity within the community. Thank you very much, and thank the initiators, and I hope say we're there now for here what really they come for. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Assalamu wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Okay, we thank Imam for that brilliant introduction and for the welcome address where you don't give we. So if Imam refer we to the book where all we believe in, that is the Quran, means say hate speech not be something way actually be strange. Nothing way the workshop today just be like reminder for all of we. Because if it be written inside the Quran, then all we get for be familiar with them. So means say what we were discussing today, no be a new thing, nothing way all we know them. So now basically before we go for the first presentation, I would just like to talk about the, please help me with the figure. Yes, that book. So I would like to talk about the organization where bring we for you very briefly. Now, So the organization where we there for under today na Defy Hate Now. Now I name this Defy Hate Now, and Defy Hate Now na initiative na some idea where it originate for Berlin, for Germany, and then it spread come across Cameroon and other African countries. They don't discover and say, all will be different. We get differences in terms of gender. Some people they are electric, some people they are male, someone they are female. So one then they talk na French, so one then are English, so one them even within our own communities they will get different languages, they will get different cultures, them, will get different values, them. But so many people then they use these differences for hate other people, them, for insult other people, them, because they no be the same like them. You will see person say, this one not be my brother, this one not be my sister, and so you will tend for hate that person. So basically now the idea that, so the initiative they start for Berlin, Germany, and then they bring them for Africa, for Nairobi, Kenya, and then they bring them for Yaoundé, Cameroon. So we be now one of the first binders when the initiative come Cameroon, when they train we for Yaoundé, and then they equip we, then give we book, how to read, prepare our presentation, them, how to stop hate speech for community. And so it is based on this field guide that myself and Aziz, who were trained, and Hajia, who unfortunately is not here, she's in Yaoundé, but she has sent a representative, where one user now for share the idea that we're Wuna, but also for listening from Wuna. Because all man get their own idea, all man get their own knowledge, all man get it in way no one. So basically, now the idea that, and we'll please say, may all man participate, may all man contribute your own ideas. Maybe we'll get some suggestion the way we will take them back for this organization, and then the fee continue with their work. So that is basically all about Defy Hate Now. And today, now the first international day. Now the first international day where United Nations, yes, where you and United Nations don't give and say, may all man all over the world, may they should don't may they reflect the idea for hate speech, it don't be a serious problem. It don't destroy communities them. For some of you will be current, where would listen for the audio or would watch news, Equinox, we know what the way happened for far north between Arab Shua and Mushugun them. Now just because of hate, this man not like a brother, this man na Arab Shua, this man na Mushugun. And since we're not been a brother, not been a sister, you know if it already, the next thing now only for take stick or knife start kill each other. And I think that way they destroy communities. And for Myanmar, now the same thing that way happen when they kill over 3,000 Muslims then. They are only crying because they've been a Muslim there. They never do anything wrong. And that same trend don't develop for Cameroon, not just then for other areas then, and even for Bamenda. According to this book when they write and then publish and for 2019, some hotspot in there, okay, na Cameroon map this so. You see and say all these hotspots then, na play where hate speech be very, very rampant. And if you look at you see and say na Fano region, and then develop this book for 2019, the killings them start last month, 2 months ago, which means then they don't already do research, they don't discover and say hate speech be high for this area, and we don't see the results. They get more than 5,000 refugees there when they don't enter inside Central Africa and that neighboring countries there because of the fighting. And another hotspot for Bamenda, the play where we did it. This is the northwest and the southwest. Now for the way hate speech very be rampant, it be red. The one way be yellow, so me say hate speech there, but over plenty that way. The one way be green, me say hate speech no really there for that place. And then the one way be pink, so me say no idea for hate speech, master for there. But our own community, it be inside red, which means say all we for would either spread the hate speech or will be victims then. Person if you just look you say, where are you from? I come on now, so it just hate you say, bunch of people there are bad people there and this and this and that. That's an example of hate speech. Or if you just look me say, you been a Fulani, that other people there, they feel no waiting. Huh? Exactly. So it is rampant. It is not like something that is far. So the main reason where we decide for celebrate this day, the representative from the organization that be there Bamenda about 2 weeks ago for do some internship. So since they don't train me, discuss with them and then we bring them, we meet up imam. We say, okay, since this is what you do, why not organize a workshop like this so that we can discuss with our own communities, with people who have been victimized by hate speech. So basically now so the idea come and then we write project now they approve and they say, okay, so we'll carry out this event for today. So basically now the thing that we want to talk about, and then during the main presentations then, we'll listen more to the ideas then when they talk about hate speech. And the most important thing, how to stop them. Because not be a team for promoter, not be a team for tolerator. If one allow the team to continue the way, then they maybe in the next 1 or 2 years, we are not praying for that, but what happened in the final or in other areas can happen to us, and nobody would like that. So that is basically it. And then the main reason why we contact now mommy them and girls them, because all we for this one will be victimized. But the best person where if you stop hate speech, as Imando Riley talk now mommy for house. The way where you train your picking, the way where you bring them up. As we will discover during the presentation, they say one of the best way now for you for condemn them. If person you use hate speech either against you or against another person, you no need for remain silence. You need for say that is hate speech. Stop them, fine. Else you use hate speech for me, I back them. The next one narrating, now fine. You coach my own people, then I coach your own people, then me say one bring war between the two communities. Then. So that is basically it. Time we the other presidents and then go staff for the president will learn more about all that in them. The people that where they don't come late will distribute. Each participant be entitled to a folder where face marks the time where once now will please put on the face marks, pen day where you feel write something there and papers in there inside. All right, thank you. The first presenter, this is not around. Okay. Sharifa, can you? Okay, the next
So many of them. There are so many of them. So many women have come. Who cannot see your
Sharifa. Okay. Okay. Hold on.
Okay. Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Once again, I salute everybody where come for here, where live all work where they do and for house, for come here to one talk. They already introduced you now, I think, adequately for thing where we get for talk today. And most of what you want talk now, maybe we not ever hear. But want to emphasize because thing they know they get better as far as conflicts be concerned for Cameroon, right? So I want to talk now about how conflict starts from where to where you think for reach level where how conflict start from thoughts to actions, and how that action they lead to genocide. Genocide means how the desire for annihilate, for kill people because they be Muslims, or because they be Fulani, or because they be Hausa. Because the year today for Nigeria, people that kind of word that happen. For Cameroon, the word that happen, where they say we go kill Muslims, or we go kill this particular people, or we go kill Francophones. That one hate where it be directed towards a particular people. And how the hate start? Why would the hate people so they reach level where one kill them? Nothing that we'll go for look very briefly. Okay, we'll talk. Okay. So any man therefore you know to be hate speech. So that mood definer. Okay. Okay, some people they say they know. Any man they go help you with the meaning for hate speech for people they know. For my way, you know. Okay. Hate speech na language where it make you be uncomfortable because you day where you know if you change yourself. Let's say you be fat. Nobody I decide say you go be fat. Or me I be skinny. Nobody I decide say I be skinny. But if a man they coach me because I be skinny, that one I hate speech. Language will be derogatory. It be directed towards somebody because of their affinity, because of their religion, because of their culture, because of their tribe. Team where it be part and parcel of you. You know if you change and people they coach you about that thing. It means say that one a language where it make you feel very uncomfortable. Now when we talk about five things then today. Just 5 things now. We take close to maybe 30 minutes for finish up. The first thing I say, language, it is done how? Hate speech is done how? It is done with biased attitudes. The biased attitude, they start with stereotyping and insensitive remarks. Let's say, for instance, why would I even there for you when I surprise say man picking and never can share on different side listen. Now because they will believe say woman and mommy they go play a very key role for stop hate speech. Why? Because now when I don't bring all we up, any man pick either for any site, whether not inside government office or either for battlefield as soldier, now mommy don't bring it up. It means the way that picking the behave, it be directly proportionate to how you don't bring it up as a mother. So since we are not be mommy, I'm not going to over teach you how when they bring up picking, but when we talk about how it be very important, say, we learn how to think fine, so that if we go think, we go know how to act. If we think fine, we go naturally act fine now. And then if we go act fine, why some man go hate our action, they say you go want to have kiwi. It means you no go hate we. So that's one of the things that we are talking about. Now, biased attitudes. Would you grow for compound where we not like me were picking the associate with other picking them, because say that picking them, they overlike play, or the picking them not like makaranta, or the picking them just the waka waka inside town. So we not like Kamiwa picking them the associate with them. Now it means that we train the picking them for like bad thing. Now our intention that as mamino, we talk say me the picking them no learn bad thing for the other picking them, because one me were picking them being a good picking them. When a very good intention, Islamically and even for your dunya. It be very, very important. Say me a picking no that kind of good thing, but we don't grow up a community where kufar them plenty. Now, how you train your picking them for relate to kufar? You only tell them say kufar na bad people, or you tell them say kufar then get bad thing them way and no one me adopter. Different day, because picking the way if you go school or your friend they in a kufar. Maybe other picking the way come out and for all time they not like it. I don't stay for all time. I will be small picking, and it will be build me. Since I be small, me I don't have a fight. I not be never back home. So if you be likely say if I will get some kufar friend the way they not be build me for up there, I will likely be their friend as small picking now, because I don't know say the picking and Islamic picking I get for day with them other than the other people them. So I go on the side where I be very comfortable, And person where it make you comfortable, the person no need for kana from Islam. Person there where it make you comfortable come over different side. Now true no? So how would you train what picking them for dissociate with actions for people the way they be different from we and know how to still treat them fine? Would you talk for picking them say arne them car or them kufar and are very bad people me them leave them so that if they don't grow they not go want for cash kufar them. Even if we don't say peace building, picking them not go want for she done with kufar them for no good reason. You see I'm no? Why you feel say people the kufar they go want to kill Muslims? Now because they maybe they grow for that compound where they are mommy they tell them say Muslims are bad people. Now they don't grow. Some man don't make azam for you, so it affects some man ear for this, so stay in deaf in the year. Or you don't pray for you, some man die. You pray and never annoy them for nothing. The hijab where they wear and go for main market or for this side, it never affect them for nothing. It means that the hatred where they get them for you, it can't from waiting. Then the one justify biases by seeking out those differences. They not like the fact that you be different from them. So how they go like them? It means that we go before one live peacefully with people, we go for learn for accept the fact that they be different. That means as you grow up, you are picking, or you as an individual, if some man attack you for market, say the way hijab, say why when I do where do you not them, or some man the cause you are picking, say do you are a Muslim. You understand? You go for no say, not be now because say he just hate you. Now because he hate the fact that you be different from me. If you would wear like he, would open your skin like he, you know for the complaint. So you get for know say people they think differently, and because they think differently, they act differently. Right? So it means say why they act differently because of the thoughts. So we get for learn how to put thoughts them inside our own minds, the good thoughts, and then we get for take the thoughts they put inside our own picking them. So that if we are picking them grow, they not go see my way it be different from them, then they hate you because they be different from them. Now, like even Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, time they were he sent his Sahaba them for Christian kings, for Ethiopia, for give them refuge. It means that even you don't understand say time they were you get for be friend with people where they be different from you. Why? Because you need them. If we talk say today one dissociate ourselves with people the way they know they like we because they be kufar, we not go to buy plenty in the food market. We need for create our own food market for all town now. So now why that we discover women they play the very key role. More make sure say me the bias artists they me they knock up. Now the bias artists they make them woman go the maybe more not say woman any other person. Like you go to feed the hate some person normally. You just hate you. That why you don't feel control them. But which information you talk about that person time in all day when other people they know they are around. Because maybe he get outgoing attitude, because he overtalk. So man they overtalk, people they just hate you because he overtalk. And he got to miss out on plenty of opportunity because he overtalk. Lack of peace no they come now only time we war day. Lack of peace they come now time you there for your house, you know they sleep. Because say your neighbor don't crush you. Say you over dry or you over fat. Or lack of peace they come now time they attack you for something where Allah don't put it on top of you and you know if you change. So if you sleep, you hate yourself because say some man don't hate you for thing where you know fit change them. It means that you not fit like some man, you not fit do a good thing for some man. Imagine say the past where some man cause you say you have dry, then you go down for that, some man make you 100. You know, go like I mean the salute, some man go salute you look so you need even answer because you vex. So would you teach people then today now two things? How no for perpetrate hate speech, no talk hate speech for some man, and then no leave me some man he hate speech affect you. Would you understand now? It means that you not been a perpetrator of hate speech, and then if some man don't perpetrate you hate speech, you not go the worry about the thing. Then now you're picking the go discover you never cook because you vex, or your master don't come by you never you and you na the quarrel because some man don't question for outside. So you have to learn how to react towards his speech. Sometimes the problem not be at the content, the problem at the person and the content and way they talk come out. It means some man way he go just crush you, he go just hate you for your life. You know if you change her. But learn to live with that because people they be different. Now, Okay, so we'll go for the second. If you get biased attitude, the way we don't take them. Say you hate people the way they're skinny, or you grow you simply mami that the coach arne you don't call you hate anything when arne. So that one now go lead to wait. You go make you go start do acts of bias for them. Now acts of bias now wait. You go to bully them, you go to ridicule them. That means you go to coach them, you go to call them names like arne, like cat, or like they go to call Tongkang. People they come on this side for villages. Yes. They're going to call you names, Aku, or kind of names them. Now they're going to avoid you socially. It means if you've been a footballer, you want to play ball for free, they're going to avoid you. If you want to go to a jangi meeting, no man should for your corner. You see, I know. That one stand up with it. It's stand up because say stereotype, because say you get stereotypes, say the man a bad man. You never know you never be your friend, you never ever meet up you. But simply because say he be person where you come up for that community, he be a bad person. So he go lead, he go make now you go to make jokes about you. How you behave so lembororo man no? How you behave so like banso man no? You see all of these things. Now so you be simple. You just talk all man they laugh for corner, but they no say as you the laugh so, he go to lead your action the way you treat them. Now, what are the third thing now? The third thing after bias attitudes and acts of bias, now discrimination. Now, you go discriminate people on different levels. If you work now for office, then come, you know what I can forgive them job because say them come on our community. I've been an instance. I don't go school fine. Plenty time I don't go for fine work for some side people, not give me not be because say they care whether I know or I don't know, but because they just look me and say no, they are not fit. You are not within inside we. That is it. And a woman, they will face that challenges. Woman will go for work, they will deny for give you work because they feel say maybe you'll be weak. Or they will deny for give you work because they feel say you make hijab or you wear hijab, they don't like me the way hijab for work. These one are the discrimination where it lead to these kind of things. Economic discrimination. If you be landlord or you be landlady, you don't go one for rent house for so and so person because you know what associate with them. But where if you look at like that our point of view, say, okay, if the man abandon someone way in a kufar, what if I go put it and show him a good fashion, then he go start like Islam. So you see role where if you play him at every dimension, if you deny his speech and you avoid, even the band someone way don't can your tenants, it cost you. You don't let the hate speech affect you. So it means see like the Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. He don't get neighbor the way they carry the tick and put on for your door. At last now what happened, the neighbor then they Islamize because they never ever react. He never ever carry and put on until he say, I go show thee today. Don't tire up for your belly. Say I go put you for your place. If you make people they respect you through fear. But if you follow Islamic way, no be in the way that will go for Mecca. And then as ambassadors for Islam, every single Muslim, not be na all picking them Ansar Rasul, ambassador for Islam. Any person, if you wear hijab, you call yourself Muslim, you've been an ambassador for Islam. It means you get for put on that attitude. Is inside food market, inside taxi. If you want to go on site, people they talk about it. They get for learn how to react. So man go deliberately cost you inside taxi because he wants to hear how you go react. If you react for some peaceful way, he gonna say no, this person not been a bad person. But now which attitude they get about we? People in the campus for the others say they fear because if they see boy they can just say the boy the whole knife. Why? It means say picking the lead violence. And why they picking the lead violence? Because they like them. Now because say them maybe they banga don't influence them maybe or something that influence them. But you know say mommy you don't get role for inside. You don't raise the picking, you don't make a say the man not them. So we will be we then not them that. So you don't create us versus them kind of thing. It means that anytime you don't care whether kufar person be nice to you, whether kufar person give you job, whether kufar person give you money, you hate it. So we get for work very much. If you will not get that platform then for create peace building like the one where woman will can't stand teach other women them. If you will not get a move, not say the biggest and most concise platform where we feel lead peace building inside our house. The way you talk for your master or the way you talk for your picking fit influence the way you go come out treat people they aside. So I not go for that level because I not be expert. So I just continue to have the talk for you. Now, discrimination, we want to say different discrimination than worker. If you've been a court justice, you feel likely, if a Muslim man can fight with a kuffar, you feel likely, talk say no, kuffar then get the particular bad attitude, so you go influencer. You see and say your position, feel likely, make you hate people the way they not come from, people the way you like them. It happen. So from discrimination now, we get a bias motivated violence. Violence will be motivated by witty, by that bias will be started. You hate them. And now you don't start calling names. Maybe you don't call your names, you don't start call you back. Or you don't discriminate there, and then maybe you discriminate. Imagine I come for office, like I don't go for office plenty time. Me they take me for some job, they don't deny. Then after I don't can create my own platform, they succeed. It means that they will just hate me now. Say, if I will give the boy this, maybe you know don't go away deal. You see, I'm so Allah be the Rahman Rahim, right? I don't know the really quality you like. It be the most beneficent. I know the benefit now all the Muslims. It benefit anybody. It means that you know if you put yourself in a position for deny man something. Because if you deny it, Allah go give. If Allah put you in a position where you feel help a person and the person come your way, no say that Allah don't send it for you. You know, just kind of coincidentally. If you never help you, it means that you never do Allah work. Whether the person not common now for Islam, whether the person not be Muslim, or whether the person not be Hausa, whether the person not be Fulani, you know, say so far you're there for that position, you get for help you just like if you help your own Pekin. You understand, no? Imagine say you never help you, then some good thing happen for you. You will just start feel like, you understand that jealousy, the rouse jealousy. If you make a man hurt you, man poison you because of jealousy. So bias motivated violence, they come now from where? From the fact that you fed think then you talk the joke, you laugh them, say when I need talk fine, eh? We not get fine accent, eh? It talk like Bororo man, or Hausa man, or Banso man. It's that so. Then I don't lead to discrimination. You don't discriminate, it is still there fine. Now you go one time for acts violently on you. And under the violence, we get now 3 forms of this violence. Like murder if it happen. Maybe there's a line person will just pass for because maybe don't say I wish Cartier there for you get particular tribe people them. Not Bamenda PC. Much to maybe Kumbo. Muslim man get the pass, Mboro man the pass inside Kumbo. They just see what Mboro man they do inside the place. They just catch and kill him. Or then see Kufar man the pass for House Quarter. They say what Kufar do for you, so they catch and kill him. Or maybe woman the pass they catch and rape him. Or they do vandalism because maybe some Banso man they stay for you, then Banso people then keep some man for womb. Then they say, okay, when a Banso man get the house, so go bona. You understand? So the punishing now, not be now you do the crime, but the punishing now because it come out for that place. You see how hate speech be very dangerous. Okay. So threats or desecration. Now if you feel the threatening person, you not ever be comfortable. Imagine the man tell you, say, I go find you. Like I receive messages on my phone, so man tell me say he come, say my waiting. Say I can't call my hate. And I'm frankly speaking, I know they sleep because of that kind of thing. Violence not just being as a man they slap you, it be violence. Violence, so man fit talk for you, you die. Wallahi. So man fit talk for you, so you start sick. So violence, the cultural violence, they will not fit talk about the different forms of violence. We'll feel like that up in a different day. But violence not just being by action. It means if you threaten person, if you decide say some landlord is stay for you, so they move you for your house because of threats. So man will say, man, you can't sharpen now for your front door. You the sharpen now for your front door. We'll show you say we get plans. You understand? Or maybe the person don't even do them, but you are making me be as comfortable as much so that he go leave that place. We don't see Amido happen plenty of time. Why did they keep Muslims for Rohingya? Why did they keep the silent Muslims they kill them for Cameroon? Or did they catch Muslims for China they kill them? That is it. Now so for Congo, now today we want to be saying for Al Jazeera, Congo people they beat Rwandan people they were in there for that border territory. Then they descend them. They even kill them sometimes. They hate them. Why? Because say they come from a particular place. They not they fit change them. I fit change say I be a person or I be Mboro person. I don't fit change them. So whether you hate me now how, whether I hate myself now how, say as small so or I be a Mboro person, I don't fit ever change them. So you get for learn for accept them, and you get for learn the fact say even if someone make you be angry, you don't feel reciprocate them for you. Now, so the last thing after bias motivated violence, where do you want to talk about you go kill, rape woman because they come out this particular place, it go lead to genocide. And genocide means everything. As I be talk first thing, you go one finish. Say, you know what I mean? Old Town they exist. It means as they enter Old Town where they want to attack the place, they no care whether the one a small Pekin, whether that one a big piece, whether the one is talking about big, they kill them. We don't see pictures the way they happen for Rohingya now. They cut Pekin in neck, bury a family, or burn they alive. All kind of crimes. That one starts now with waiting. Big man for a religious leader for this thing, religious leader for Rohingya, where he get position just like Imam. He come out, go for national TV, talk say Muslims are raping our women. Nothing I talk and simple. He say Muslims are raping our. You know what you mean by rape? He not talk say Muslims they catch women they rape them by force. He say because say Muslims they marry 4 women, 3 women, 2 women. So he say Muslims are raping our women. He just talk and simply like that. The next thing I say, people them just come out, go for Rohingya, just kill, slaughter all Muslims. The few way they run are very few people. Eastern Aweti, hate language. Hate language. So we not to say, okay, we will go like kuffar them. We don't feel compel anyone for like kuffar people now. But we go put them for position, where you go do good for some other person, because say you one day you find. Wallah, if it's on a street, no they find. All time no go they find. You understand? No? You go to say na kuffar them. Me then they bad, the way then they bad. You know, okay, you go there, you all time they find. If it's on a street, they bad. You know they find. They how many times they should go for commercial event or food market? All man enter house for all time. Plenty time. Maybe so you get your stuff outside here, you come out enter inside house. All the violence stand now with you. You go check and back, go back now. From time ways or minutes that they talk say we'll put 2 sugar the inside bucket of water. That kind of thing there. All that thing they make and people they hate. It start small, it hate language. So we don't see how we hate speech go from that small thinking to making jokes, laugh at the man, dry thing, we walk and don't bleach, these things to a rich level for that time. Wallahi, Islamically, it not be correct. Imam will record ayah here. Islamically, hate speech be very, very discouraged. And how many times we don't see man the coach person, then born person like person where they like he. We don't see him. Means they come a day for that kind of thing. So we not get for lead hate speech because we will one day find. If you believe say deep man a bad person, keep on to yourself. Not talking for aside, not even talking for your Pekin. So inshallah for there at the end. Barakallahu fikum. Thank you very much for coming. So we hope say maybe next time we'll get the kind of activity. But now, okay, question. Now,
if anybody use like a hate speech on me,
now,
get right to go sue the person.
Okay. So I think Cameroon get policy against hate speech. But that's the most unfortunate thing I say. People in there for government they instead perpetrate their speech pass we. So if they never, you feel report them. Maybe another form of hate speech now online. Sometimes the way you go walk over road, you don't know. Someone just snap you post them for online, they start laugh you because you never wear fine clothes. They don't do it this time for university. Muslim get on car with hijab, they pass for school, they snap and post them for them not very funny. That one feel be another form of hate speech. And if you go online, you feel reporter if you get the picture. If you report and they go block the person with your account. So laws in there online where they go against hate speech. I think Adamo will talk about that one. But Cameroon government they talk against hate speech. But the most important thing we need to have a go law or another specialist for law. But the most important I say learn for react. For me they don't coach me at dry plenty times. But now so if you coach me at dry, I tell you I know. Yeah, in a fashion. So I don't learn how to live with my dryness and I be very comfortable in it. Understand now? So I don't need to go sue any person. Because you know be anything for me. I don't need to go to pay 5,000, 1,000, and you work at the waste my time, you go court because of that kind of small thing. If you caution borrower, I know you know be news for me. Understand? So it's nothing. Now, so I hope I don't answer your question. Barakallah. Okay. So okay.
All right. Okay. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Okay. I want to thank Abdulaziz for the brilliant presentation then. I think we don't see reason why we put it as the first presenter because I think the way he mastered to your fingertips. You don't undergo the training, and they don't invite you for so many other workshops and where they present on this very topic. So if you call it, like I say, being an expert as far as hate speech be concerned. Now, back to our program, we'll invite either Sharifa Saleh. Are you ready? Let us hear the voice of a lady now. If Sharifa is not ready, okay, yeah, Sharifa is ready. So we hear from her. She will present on the psychological effects of hate speech. Then when they coach you with hate speech, how does it traumatize you, and what can you do in order maybe to be free? So that's basically what we'll hear from her. And then Adamatu should be getting ready. She will be telling us on how tolerance can be used in order to counter hate speech. That is a very important topic, and it is part of the reasons why we are here today. Okay, Sharifa. All right. Should I hold it for you?
No, I'm not hold it.
Okay. Sure.
Another pocket.
Yeah.
I can hold it with this other hand.
Okay. Sure.
Assalamu alaikum. I know I've already start talk now. Okay, we don't hear Tiwe Abdulaziz and our able Imam. They don't talk about hate speech. At least that's what all man get idea Tiwe hate speech me though. At least all man know Tiwe. If you come out for here, you see small picky, ask to say come outside, say meeting. You have to say come on at which meeting. At least you will explain for you Tiwe they talk now. Because we call una for here, or una at least as you say una dey inside groups. And reason we call una for here now because say more year go teach our other colleague then now. Because not be all man day for year. So now, see what we talk am, all we know am. But the reason why we talk am back now, say more remember ourselves. Me self I be included, so that we remind ourselves about the thing the way they happen. All we know, all the thing. So now, before I start, I will talk say, as soon as I know say any man should not corner a friend now. So now I want me any man, you will turn the person where they directly for your back. You tell you some fine thing. Yes, turn, just one word. You don't get any man for your back, tell the person waiting for your front. Okay, time is up. Shh. All right, the exercise, all man don't do it now. Also, all man don't do it. Okay. Mercy. Auntie without him, the red one. I beg, you will tell which way I never tell you. The person waiting for your friend, we don't tell you say which. Yes. It calls a sweetheart no. You never tell you say which. Yes. Say I like you, my baby no. Okay, more hear from that last people. I bet me one man tell me to he never tell you. The one for black hijab, where she done for upstairs. High table, tell which way I'll never tell you. It call you say bestie no. Okay, that way call you say sweetheart, how you feel? You feel happy no? That way call you say my baby, how you feel? That way call you say bestie, how you feel? If I you know. See, we will talk about hate speech. This hate speech not be there, you know they are for heaven, eh? You know they for air. Hate speech now waiting. Now we. Hate speech now waiting. See they only tell each other every day. Now so you don't tell you say sweetheart. You had on sweet now. I'm not telling you woman like and the most say. Woman like you and tell you so other woman tell you say fine. Now lie. They like and pass time man picking talker now. So why we not the talker? And if you just come out you today, so now the best word that way you don't hear them. And sometimes if you come out your house, your belly with the bite, the vex for house. You don't vex with all picking and pan and they all thing. You fry your face, you want can't reach in Jange group. So your friend just tap you, tell say, sister, I love you very much. You know that one word if you change your day? Yeah. If you change your day, no. So now why that we talk about hate? So I know one more look hate speech from a distance, from a global perspective. Like thing where they happen for country, or thing where they happen for other countries. I want more look hate speech like one Jangi. Wakwata for your house, how you treat your pikin and your master them, your family, how you treat them. So hate speech now waiting. Now words they will use them where they be negative. And that word then they did like bullet. I get some picture I be show now, but then inside my phone and no man, no be all man will see them. So that bullet then now waiting. They don't tell you now all this thing. The bullet then that bad word the way they use them. Sometimes not be a water. Sometimes hate speech na just action. As a lawyer you look me so. That's hate. Because all we been a human being there now. And anytime we come in your house, you get your anger there now. You get a problem then you for house. But why we take and transfer them for our fellow neighbors? For instance, Jangi they divide because of hate speech. They want to say, don't yet hear Mama talk yesterday. That woman say been a witty. You don't like Mama no keep her for your belly. Not spread them. Because you talk and so that one don't carry them for your head. Say witty. Mama na bad woman no. You don't even ask the Mama whether that wait happen. And what did happen? Jangi start divide into two. And that's how our community then they divide. You then inside family, you don't marry for some family, you don't can divide family. We are picking them as you don't bond them, so they been an empty container them. Now we decide where we put them inside. When I understand now, if I fit take small picking like this one, I will keep it for a white man country. That picking will turn being a white man now, not be color, but the character, the way they talk. So it show you say wait see, anything what they teach we are picking right from inside our belly. For school they teach we say wait see, picking the year right from inside our belly. And alhamdulillah for Islam they talk them. Say you feel recite for your picking inside your belly hear you. So right from till they inside your belly, picking the year. So now my presentation, as I don't talk say more we bring our head and now for ourselves as we relate. My presentation now wait to be that consequence. Wait to be that effect for that our word on people. I want to tell you say na bullet there no. In fact rocket, we are not rocket no. The rocket land for you go scatter the whole Bamenda. Now so it scatter people their lives. And the rocket the land for outside, not before your arm, not before your foot. They say psychosocial no. It means it land for your head. It land for my head. So now while I talk about the consequences for human psychology. So realize that way person the way they don't over cautious. Wait till they happen. Even if they talk for inside people, it go start shy now. Not be so they born you. You not be a quiet person. Sometimes now people they don't reject you. It start going back inside itself. Or sometimes it is fear for where he marry. Because he go with hijab for school. They will start calling him there now. So you realize all things we get picking and they go through now due to the hate speech where they don't face them. And they don't know they have to handle them. Because right from home, we never teach them how to handle them. I don't talk say we mommy they will not do our work, we do them. If I not be a mommy, all man a mommy for you. As far as you be a female, you be a mommy. Even like you see being a small picking, you get someone the day below you. So now why that will get to know how they treat people. First thing we hate speech cause anxiety, fear. Hate speech make a person the fear. You there for instance Jangi grow, you know if he talk you. Because the fear say as I talk so, that man never with me and he get problem. Last week he would just coach me with some coach where I not be able for carry my head for the Jangi. So why you go make a man life be miserable? Why you go make a man fear? Man don't get right for fear because of you. Now why they talk say hate speech stand from within? I don't think can they talk about hate speech if I still practice or not. Me say I practice and sometimes I don't know. Now why I remind una say this thing not fine. Because they talk say wait innamal amalu bin niyad no for hadith. Say wait, actions are but by intentions. And it means say wait, all things stand for your head. Those that they be talk, you don't teach picking a hate, you don't teach quarter, you don't teach for Jangi, you don't do the one. So all that in them, same as the consequence, they go banner for my head. So I don't tell when I say that bullet, then they go outside for my head now. And they go so they do it. They don't destroy you physically. They don't give a wound no. They give a way to where they call it psychological trauma. Trauma na wait. Trauma na that feeling where man they always fear. You get fear. You feel anxious. Now, so if I call some person, say, me can't stand for your talk, you know, will be able. Not be because they know nothing for talk. You know. But sometimes if you don't get some experience for some site, where if you stand for your ego, you start member them. Oh, sometimes if I can't shake so, they will start laugh me. So you realize, say, hate speech it cause trauma and it cause fear. Okay, another thing where hate speech it cause anxiety. It make person for be agitative, like anger. Some people in the way they easily vex. Not be their natural state that. Sometimes people they don't do it in them. You don't take and you don't take on you again. You just have vex, you know. You come for jungle the salon, you just sigh. Because you get a different problem, or you can't jungle, so you don't prepare your mind. Say that mommy for the quarter now, you don't like me, yeah. The way to happen, you start to react to that your anger, to that your hate, where hate you. So the way we take the hate you and the way we respond to hate, it matter. Because if you want to live in a peaceful society, you must ever get put away, they make you vex now. But how you deal with that vex? Now for the question, it come. Okay, I don't talk about isolation. Hate speech, it make a man isolate yourself. It make up for your mind. It destroy you inside. And physical wound better pass wound way then inside you. Yes, physical wound better pass wound way then inside you. Because wound way they inside, no man know the see am no. And they know you take a normal treatment like person for hospital. That one it take long for heal. So more avoid for the wound people. Avoid for the wound people. And if person wound you, no give you back the same wound. They say 2 bad things you make right now. You didn't say cause waiting, chaos. You the teacher picking say you get problem with mommy matter. So you're picking not talking for mommy matter. Mommy matter picking not talk for you. They way you die or mommy matter die. That picking away on a level when I don't create division. And when I don't know tomorrow. You don't know whether you go method that mommy matter picking and sometimes one of them go even marry a picking. So you realize say that hatred it not be necessary. So it pass from generation to generation. So more avoid them. You get a problem, solve them with your person. Not preach hate speech for your picking them. Okay, hate speech to delete into. I don't talk about fear, anger, anxiety, agitation, and low self-esteem. Low self-esteem now waiting. Oh, I'm not minding grammar them. Low self-esteem means say you see like yourself like say you not be enough. You dey look down on yourself. Plenty people in there so no. Are they lie? Yes, plenty people in there so. They see themselves like say they not be enough. They want better pass me. Or I've been a who before I stand talk for front people. Will be very dangerous. Why? Because it affect the way they relate with your picking them. So no make a person get that low self-esteem because of you. Because you don't love you for the street. So, and also, it cause pains. Because you don't get the psychological wound there inside you, wait till they happen, it start affect your health. Sometimes you get headache that you don't know play where they come out. It don't affect you immediately. It go be inside you. As it be, it come. Sometimes I get some headache, then some your neck is just hot. You go hospital and then you see nothing. That thing not be saying na witchcraft. Not be village people. You don't go through stress and you don't handle them properly. So I just want to know the impact for that hate speech. So that not time you know the effect of something with the fear or no. The talk say if you not be do to your brother what you want like to you like for yourself for your brother to know. If you know one person hurt you, why would he hurt some person? So now the kind thing them or they talk about say more avoid hate speech inside one jangi them inside our house even as we dey for the meeting just like that is then talk fine thing them even though for Quran they talk them. If you know if you talk fine thing for your mob better she don't quiet. Yes, if you don't get any better thing where if you help man not talk am. If I don't like you I no more talk am for you before you know say na true. I'll give you one example. Imagine say we dey for quarter. Then na fi no like me. Sometimes be Salome Sunday. If Salome Sunday I no hear, or sometimes be busy. Or sometimes I get my problem from house now. You know, yeah, the can metal you. You get problem with me. That way go tell you your problem. It's go be just.
No.
You just say wait. That one. I didn't talk for you say no for Salome. Forget. And wait till they happen. Now so did you go quarter to quarter before you want to realize when I don't isolate that person now. Wait, if now you there for that person, you should not go one time now. It's go one time. Yes. So all we will be victims of hate speech. All we know what it mean. In one way or the other, people they don't talk about the thing them. Sometimes you even be in a house, I go marry you now. Banso man. Hate speech. They start call you names. You start feel uncomfortable. All they pass through that in them. But how would they handle them now the problem? So not give back hate speech to hate speech. We cut them from we. May end with we. May not go for my picking. So they go for my neighbor. So they go for community. So they go for country. And other outside country then. Hate speech is standing from we as individuals. So I know I talk plenty. Might just end for you. If there's any question, would have you ask any question or any contributions? Any question? Even from the high table. Anything we would not understand or anything we would we do worry now. Okay.
Okay, now thank you for the brilliant presentation. Now I want to say if they use hate speech against me, and then the things start affecting me. For example, now I've been for my skin. If I look my skin, I'm not too fair. A bit black. If some master call me black tin or like blackie, and then and then the thing affect me deeply. So now how manage I go come out of that? Let's say they don't cause me something, so they don't cause me trauma within me, and it worry me deeply, and I don't want to share that with another person. Any place where I show up, they call me that same name repeatedly. So I get that problem, I get that wound inside. So how manage I go recover? If it direct me on the stem the way I fit take, and so I recover from the effect of that hate speech when they use it against me.
Okay. The first thing I say, wait, would they talk anything a personal issue now? And now why would they for you for talk about it in them? Because so far as you've been a human being, first thing first, I say, wait, you get to accept who you be. If I small, you catch me say dry, or tell say my sister I like and so I be know me, not they remind me again. You get to accept who you be. Yes, and not also be proud of who you are, then go disproud some people. No, this issue for being proud, it gets a limit. You understand now? In as much as I be proud, I be Fulani, you be proud, you be Hausa. But first of all, be proud of yourself. Tell you don't accept them. Anything a person tell you, you know hurt you. If I know say I'm fat, you coach me say I'm fat, what to do? And besides, who tell you say small person are the best? Who tell you say you're beautiful? Who know who the most beautiful person be? Now only Allah get all that perfection. So tell you don't accept them first. Now for they will prevent that deep wound. But if you don't already get the wound, the first thing I say, wait, you don't analyze yourself. Ask yourself, but this way they call me so. Why are they left the thing they worry me? If you change them, no be if you change them now. If you don't fit change, because most of the time people they question with you, you don't fit change them. Because if you question me say Fulani, I go enter different mommy, be belle, come on as banso. If I die today, they ask me say, you want me now who born you? I will say choose my mommy. Yes. If I die today, they tell me say it's on a different world day, but now you the choose person where they born you and the tribe where you want be. I will see one be na Fulani, and I will see one man mommy born me. You understand now? So that wound, and then now why that will get what we call and say psychosocial expert. Like for example, what would they do now? Say I've been a counselor. So if you get the kind thing them where they wound on too much, where you don't feel handle them, where you know say you know that's low self-esteem not affect you, where you know you see thyself again, like say if you do something. If you always get help for the kind of people the way they work, because that kind of work, they know you talk your problem for any person. You understand no? Because there are always ways of coping. If you change the environment, changing the environment is one aspect. Taking care of yourself is another aspect. If you decide take yourself out someday, go for environment where they be welcoming. Relate with people the way you like them. It help you be you psychologically. You know, say these three people don't like me, why I go to associate with them every day, they hurt myself. I will go for the people that like me now. So that I will discuss or find in them. At least I will even laugh. So if you don't reach that level, you feel withdraw yourself. Leave the environment. Take care of your mental health. You can do exercise. You feel you do exercise and for your house now. Yes, because physical exercise, it helps for your mentality. It helps a lot. Diet, they can't chop the way they chop. You get to adjust yourself. Because chop to get contribution. Exercise get contribution. Do some exercise. You go feel how you relax. Avoid the people. If you even change town, plenty people in the way they don't come out the Bamenda because of hate. When I know and so no. Plenty people don't change quarter because people don't like them for that quarter. They don't actually stay for them for fight with them. They do good for themselves and for their picking there now. So now some of the few ways in that. But if we don't get any other difficulties, we'll feel talk even after this. I feel give you my number them. Maybe anytime, even when I want my camp for Nanjange group, I feel come or picking them because I know say we get serious problem and we are picking them for school and that kind of thing. There, I feel always be available for help. If I not be able, I feel get my colleague the way they feel help. Okay, any other question? Okay, just ask your question. Okay, very beautiful question. How you go stop the hate speech? You start from yourself today. Sometimes you don't forget it in them, or you not be even know certain way they do, they hurt other people they know. When I don't know them today, start from yourself. Discipline yourself. Make your dua. Say, may Allah help you. Make commodity fashion do the hate speech. After you don't finish with yourself, you go for your picking. Because they say charity begins at home now. Goodness is starting from house. Prophet not be start preaching for different countries. It's starting from yourself, you woman, before you go outside now. Now so it start. You feel see get a master where they do the hate speech. You feel see correct see. Oh, when I know how they correct master, I don't know. I know you can't teach marriage in there for yeah. When I understand now. So start from yourself, go to your child. The closest people to you. Before you start go for your friends, before you start go for quarter, before you go for jangi. Don't go preach the way you know you do. They will bring havoc. You understand now? They go even hurt you. They go tell you, see me do one. You can't talk with it for you. Start from yourselves, please. Any other question? Yes?
How will it deal with dehumanization where they come out from the family and the implications for the society?
Like family, like they isolate you or hate you because you've been a different person.
Exactly. Made them see you like a low-minded person. Somehow be very low. They try to compare you with other people. There.
Yes. Now one mistake that way our community and they do them. Would you try to compare two people? No two people they not ever be the same. Any man be unique. Any man get a good side and a bad side. Would I understand now? All man, they born you with that good and bad side. But the point I say you get to suppress that bad side sometimes them. For live with people in harmony. Family issues. Now I just say hate speech, they break families. It break relationship them. Because for family, sometimes you don't go the way, sometimes even your family. They compare with your other brothers. They start calling it a lazy thing. And I tell you something, the more you talk one word for one particular person now, that person, it don't be that thing. It's right away they accept them. They ever thought say not be insult, be the problem. The problem is you way they take her in. I feel cost you 10 things them for you. But if you decide to take only one of that thing, then they hurt you. Now for the problem they. So you realize say for our family we differentiate people, compare. That's part of hate. Try for look people. Now why I talk say as we dey for year. They want you want more carry and go for our house. Now say wait. Before you be a Salamatu, before I been a Marie Claire, before you be Joycelyn, before you be a Mr. Pius. First thing I wait. All we a human being them. All we a humans now. If they cut my hand for you, go cut Chinese my own. Go cut Arab my own. Go cut Banso my own. or buffoon man, they will see now waiting. Someone go green, some black blood dey. Now red no, it means waiting. All that in the way they come back after. Now just society don't teach we. You dey go for playing ground. I don't ever go to nursery school now. Okay. Tell you picking and they play for nursery school. You don't ever go stand so observe them. Tell you they play, wait till they happen. Picking and enjoy the play. Or then the play. No man no talk say They want know so now also picking. Picking they don't know that kind of thing. How they do know until they big. Now we teach them. When I understand now. If I left all the picking them for the hall, all them so as they should also this small picking I keep them for here, all them will be play the laugh. But as they reach age where maybe 20, you keep them for the hall now waiting. No man will talk for no man. Why? Because our society don't build them for our head. Our mommy them, our family, our pa them, our community, we don't pour that hate. I tell you, I say picking an empty container now. We won't take hatred so pour that inside. So they tell me say my time don't day up. If there are any other questions, we can always answer at the end of the session. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. All right. Thank you, Sharifa. Thank you again. If you know for introduce yourself, say being a counselor, the question where I be getting for mine, I say I be one ask una say una guess the profession. Before you don't talk like expert, like specialist from that field. You don't try for tell we how hate speech will affect you mentally, psychologically, and how if it dehumanize you, it make you see yourself as if you don't get any importance. So now one of the reasons that why we will get hate speech. So before we continue, the new participants, those that are standing, please free chair and there for front. Okay. There's no. Okay. All right. Okay, understood. Okay, now as we proceed, I beg any man who want ask question may indicate so that the figure mic the information that way they come from ARCV, and then we'll try always to make them brief from the presenters when they remain and the people that when they ask the question. They will see say we start late and then time don't also overgo, but to read the time short. Now we invite the next presenter, Usmanu Abubakar. Since we don't hear from a male, a lady, we also hear from a male before going back to a lady. Now the thing that when they call and say gender equality, no. Okay. Now Usmanu, you come and also share your experiences with us, because we have said that hate speech is something that is general. All these things where we talk no universal definition, no one single definition, no day for hate speech. All man they understand and the way where it affect you. So Usmanu will hear from you, and then Adama should be getting said, because immediately after this we'll be hearing from Adama. Thank you. All right.
Assalamu alaikum. Good afternoon, all. I welcome one again. For this second part for this program, I want me to talk some particular things, because most of our presenters, these first presenters, they don't tell you where to be hate speech. But I want to look hate speech from a different angle. Where that angle, not where it exists for our everyday society. I want to look from our cultural perspective, and I want equally look at the categories of hate speech. One of our participants asked a question, say at the end of this session, he want to know the types of hate speech, right? Okay. May I start with cultural barriers. First of all, hate speech, not where you fit talk and it cause a lot of problems. And like Sheriff I don't mention before, say even sign language na hate speech. Not be only to where you talk up. All we know say we come from different communities. We don't live from different areas, and today we find ourselves for a place where we not be ever think. Years back, if they be asked we, say if 2022 we go there for us, you nothing know. But today something don't happen, and all we don't come in a family for ya. So all we get a particular beginning. our root cause na our identity. If they ask me to be a culture, I be Fulani, some man be Hausa, some man be Bansa, some man be Bali, some man be Bafut, all the people and them, so they make sense as well as we feel still forget about them for the general good of our communities. Our language, our chop, where would the chop, where we know say we not in this way, we contribute to the cooker. Not you way all man value. You fit end up the heads of man because of the kind of chop where they don't deny for chop for you. All we na mami them for ya. When I don't cook chop, you take all your time there, you get some visitor. That visitor come, you save you that chop. The first thing you do na an insult for that chop. How you go feel? It'll be very bad. So your chop na your identity. May we always make sure say if we want to try for fight hate speech, may we prevent the concept of denying the values of others. May we respect people their language. May we know say all man value a language, and equally place where you come out, na place where they fit trace you from, right? Second, I want to talk more on now these categories of hate speech, because we already asked a lot of questions. Say, what are the type of hate speech? We get online hate speech, where it be very common today. All we today will be in an Android generation, and some of we days will not think of a day where will not be connected. True of us. Many of we, if a day say a network is lost of Monday, so it already vexed. Say D2R now can balog this since morning, man not be able for connect. So other one, na two way you fit do good and bad things for day. But the truth now say many people don't attack others through this online. You see some ways some man don't put them, you know, if you think of the right words for comment, you just go comment on any kind of thing. So if that man will come now, so reply, you and he now so na go catch na fire. Now two way don't put down for all group, but at the end of the day you realize that you and you wanna the fight na only one. Wanna know the meter, wanna know each other, but wanna the fight each other. Right? So now two way all we get for know and we get for avoid them. Because what Prophet sallallahu alayhi wasallam don't talk say, Man yu'minu billahi wal yawmil akhir falyaqul khairan aw liyasmut. Any man way believe in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and any man way believe on the last day, may he talk to you it be correct, or may she don't quiet. Sometimes they will be tempted to comment on all things, but that one so you know it makes sense. It be best sometimes for just she don't quiet, rather than for we for hook up to say you must talk or you must comment on everything. Not be all the way they talk they make sense, right? Okay. The second one, now this dehumanization. I be sorry for talk, but it be very common for all we. Very common for all we. May we belittle some man to the last grade for social existence, where every culture no ever permit them. May you take every culture one after the other for this, no ever tolerate some kind of things. You see some man because you get a little disagreement where you come up to say, this dog, pig, who you think say you be? So that now what's where if it kill the person, right? And if you agitate now, so you come back, you don't get no voice. Now you don't cause them, but you yourself, you don't cause them, you don't even know how to solve them. Secondly, may we avoid for do comparison, right? Hate speech degenerate out of comparative approach. All we will be na mami them. And I know say the highest pace you will feel listen for na mami. Because per day so per approach will be different from mami approach. And all on if today on a picking them be better picking them, when I get to start work from beginning. So the way on the talk with picking them, the way on they bring up picking the other thing matter a lot, right? So two way the talk for picking must always listen. And after that, you go always try for the members, say, Mama, maybe don't deny, say, may I not do so, may I not do so. Because sadly, we live for communities where some people then get that conception, say, me I this or I not the take up. Small thing happen for your Peking can report, it was say, there you live up. You come back, so you live now for who? Bala, picking the go bank now, so fight the cash for quarter. So some kind thing now just for find out where to be the cost, how wanna fit target and wanna talk for picking them for some fine way all man fit understand. Okay? So I know say we'll start very late, but these particular aspects, this online and dehumanization, me, I want to end my conversation now with these two. Because I know say that it is all over. Many of we dehumanize others, many of we be dehumanized by others. So we try to compare. 3 weeks ago, we get some very sad incident for Cameroon where it happened. Now, so a young man, he is stay for Buddha. That boy, he tried the work, he farm them, but community pressure. Your family to say, they do well, then start mount pressure. All that thing cause narrative, then start talk some kind bad words about that boy. That boy say he want make it for life. That boy come up go Yaoundé. He go stay for there, the stay worker. If Vex come back for Bafosam, that way he go back for a town for Buddha, he go buy na the glycot. Chemical way, then they go spray farm for there. He just snap the bottle, send message for a brother. Say, I am tired of living about this ordeal. He just say, now your brother knows say, say things that will happen. He call your other brother, say, on our own go see so and so. Then go see for some isolated building. Where they already drink. Then carry go out for hospital for Wednesday. But fortunately for you, for that first days, at least doctors then do a lot of work and Allah intervene to them safely. He did fine, but 2 days later he died. So other two way we fit do, we don't know how all man fit interpret them. So for save our communities, may we not team for talk. May we start with our own picking there. May we not say so and so you picking don't go, buy come motor, come back, come build a house. You start insult your picking, say, so useless thing, no be na small brother and that, they don't go so and so. The language where would they put on for picking, na ye they should done for picking, and ye they carry and go ahead. So all will be now, mommy, they may be very conscious, may be very intelligent and tactical when it comes to dealing with our children. Okay? So if any of we get questioned, the time say Zuhur firstly approach and we'll still get 2 presenters for go. And we'll still get a lot of things for do. I want end fire. Now.
I wish you know the difference in offensive and then hate speech.
Okay. Hate speech. Now one way you fit talk now, right? Way it do it try for incite violence. Anything where you feel utter them on some man, see me do one, see me do pick, see me do one. So they differ. So one then they for this thing low category. You fit talk is still be low category. But the one day way then the mount for that your second part of question right? Offensive. Now that way there for high category. Okay? So you feel still comment on some simple thing. Now still hate speech. But the amount for offensive acts. But particular ones that they if you just utter them, you yourself, say, if you go free. If you just utter them, so the person just leave you free. So anything where you feel utter and you anticipate, say, you must react, now that one then be offensive speech. Because it do it incite with violence and incitement. It lead for violence and incitement. Okay. Any other question? Okay, if question not there, I will leave one for you. I will do our presentations as brief as possible. Assalamu alaikum.
One time Usman Abubakar for the beautiful presentation we don't do. Now one of the person where he be involved for civil society, he do law and political science, and he be more involved and he grow within the civil society space because he be concerned with the problems that when they actually happen. So my sister or my mommy will be asked with some interesting questions. Say how person fit end hate speech, how person fit stop hate speech, And I don't, and from our program, we don't reach for the point where we will answer that question squarely. We'll listen for the next presenter, Adama. We go give you some of the ways. So one of the best way where you feel end hate speech is tolerance, right? You don't need for the hate other people. You need for accept other people for who way them be, for who way Allah create them. Allah no reason why He create one person male, the other person female. He got reason why He create one person red, the other person black or fair. He got reason why He make one person fat, another person thin. He got reason why He make one person tall, another person short. So we need to accept all these differences. So Adama, you come and share more of that, and then I will come on board. I will give the final conclusion for the day before we move to other things. Assalamu alaikum.
Assalamu alaikum. Me, I know you talk much because I never yet be expert for public speaking. I still learn. So I just go straight to the point because I'm still learning public speaking. So I talk on tolerance as a way to counter hate speech. So I'll start by defining tolerance. Tolerance is the ability to the ability to tolerate the existence of other people or the opinion of other people. And I'll talk on the type of tolerance and factors of tolerance. We have 5 types of tolerance. That's tough tolerance, racial tolerance, religious tolerance, social tolerance, and sexual tolerance. So when we talk of tough tolerance, is now a fair and objective attitude toward others whose belief and lifestyle are different than that which are experienced. That's when we meet people with different experience as the one we will get, that's tough tolerance. Then we go to the next. Racial tolerance is linked to the relationship that may exist between people and different ethnicities. It is that interacting with people who have a different background. Then religious tolerance, it is the ability to accept different religion. That's when we deal with society, you accept other people, their religion, like Christianity and other religions. Then social tolerance refers to acceptance among belonging to different social classes. Like for here so you get Mbororo, we get Hausa. So that's social. We have to tolerate the Hausa people, Banso people. Then sexual tolerance. This type of tolerance has to do with respect between people with different sexes in the search for a constructive coexistence with equal opportunity. So if it is like men and women, as women, we tolerate for like long we boy them. Then factors affecting tolerance. I'll talk on time, place, situation. That's, if we talk about time, it is the period in which we tolerate things, like the period in which we tolerate violence, like the hate speech they talk about, the period in which we tolerate the insults where they give you, like example, if you been a Mbororo, this anything, Mbororo thing, if you been a Banso thing, that's the period in which we take to tolerate the violence. Then place. The range of tolerance depends on the place it may be tolerated. Now, so if you go for Old Town, you know say like Mboro, you know say Hausa people and plenty for Old Town pass Mboro people. If they cause you say Mboro thing, you know if you fight back because you know say they fit the Hausa people then fit fight back since the Boro people will be minority. Then situation like if they get die, person no fit just go dey laugh for there anyhow. But if you dey like for normal place, if you dey laugh, they fit tolerate that one. Then I'll also talk on intolerance. Intolerance is the ability to unwillingly refuse the point of view of other people. Anyman, if person want talk it in, all thing you know, say now you be on the right. Anything where they want talk, it is deny. That's intolerance. And the causes of intolerance can lead to kidnapping. If you dey talk for person, when you no like the way they talk am, anything you want talk, it be against. If you no be careful, if it kidnap you, or if it even kill you, or it can even lead to war. Then destruction of your compound or any of your property. So now I'll go to the main thing the reason why I did for here. How to counter hate speech. The first is by educating youth or the victims who are suffering from hate speech. Through this, the education can be through seminars, workshops, and other multicultural, and also through multicultural awareness campaign. Then condemn anything that promotes hatred that leads to violence. Encourage all states and international organizations to generate public awareness to enlighten the public about danger of intolerance. Invite members states to further promote reconciliation to help ensure durable peace. Finally, call upon member states to engage with all relevant stakeholders to promote virtues of interreligion and cultural dialogue. Thank you.
Okay, shift this is. Okay, okay. Put this on. Yes, put on. Okay, assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. All right, although here from the previous presenters, I want to thank Adama for the beautiful presentation. And just for encourage, he say, any man way the talk fine, now so if we start like he, and will give courage for everybody will be interested for develop itself for fight against hate speech and for bring back peace for our community. And this thing are gradually, and I'll be so happy with the brilliant presentation we don't do. Okay, now I'll do the last presentation before we get family picture according to the program. And this presentation will be very brief and it'll be very practical as well. And now, time where this Defy Hate Now initiative then start, I've been among the first people that were them go train with for Yaoundé on how to identify hate speech and how to combat it or how to stop it. And since then, we have been participating in different programs. And this one for today is not the last. Now, before I get to my presentation proper, I just want to make this side comment that those of you who are following us online, we have ARTV here that is covering the event, and we are so much grateful for the entire team here. And those that are following us online, maybe on Facebook and on YouTube, they should try as much as possible to like the channel, because without this channel, it means that all what we have shared will end within this room, right? Yes, all the way we don't discuss it will end within this room, but now we get hundreds of viewers when they follow you on Facebook and on other internet networks. So may them try for like the page, may them follow them, and then also may them share them with other people, so that may them benefit, may them know say, today we celebrate a particular day called the inaugural year in the first, the kind they never ever be for history, where United Nations, where world leaders don't come together and they say, no, keep this day aside for reflect on this very bad thing where they destroy communities, where they cause people then displaced, where they cause people then feel as if they don't get any value. So we thank ARTV and their entire team when they're here, and we will continue for the collaborate with them so that we go to share any information will be beneficial to the Muslim Ummah, as well as to the entire community, the citizens of Bamenda, so that we feel forge ahead. Time when problem come, no, this person not this man, this person not this man, this person not that man, it affect all we. And I'll be very happy to inform all of you, say the director for Defy Hate Now for West and Central Africa, na Bamenda Pekin. He is from Kambe. He's called Ngala, Desmond Ngala, and he is the one who is directing Defy Hate Now for West and Central Africa. So na Bamenda Pekin. And this event, all the other countries, all the other regions, they don't get any play when they celebrate our life as we should done so now only for Bamenda. And because he know the problem, he don't study, he don't go to Germany, they don't do analysis. He don't say the problem be real. I don't already point out, I don't show the red figure for the Cameroon map. I don't already show them for introduction. So the problem be real, and he fear for the people them, he be concerned about the people them. He in a Yaoundé, he come go Belé, no get problem if something they happen, but now person will be concerned about your region. Now either way we don't struggle, we say more invite our mama them, our sisters them, our brothers them, so that we feel discuss this idea, more we know them, and then so that we feel go back with something for head. Now I'm going to proceed from my presentation, and the presentation basically be concerned with what way you feel do you as an individual, so that if you stop hate speech. What way if you do and you as an individual, where if you stop hate speech. Now the first thing I say, you need to know what way hate speech be. You know if you stop the way you don't know, right? The people that when they follow football, they tell we say the coach of Cameroon, if he makes some statement, say, you cannot speak what you don't know. You know if you talk the way you don't know. So the first way if you do now for know what the way hate speech be. If you know you go make sure say you know if you use them, you as an individual. Because hate speech then are of two types, even though they don't give other categories then. The one day where you feel use them consciously, like you use her with the aim say you want harm some man because that person be different. So one day where you use her way, you know, even know say you use her. And the one that way become a way be popular. You the job call the coach people then. For example, they get the popular notion say Banso people they don't know how to pronounce certain ones and fine. So if you come on a Banso, you don't know. And most of the time would use them. I would hurt the people them from so because I get so many classmates then we get so many people that when they know how to pronounce very well. One of our lecturer and then the best lecturer for University of Bamenda when they teach with language, English language, pronunciation, they come on from Soland. So if you just generalize, say any someone don't know how to pronounce, say you commit mistake. So now part of the unconscious one that till where you spread away you yourself you know, but you cause harm. So on the first step, now for know what your hate speech be, and once you know you go regulate yourself, you go monitor your speech, you go evaluate yourself. You don't need judge, you don't need policeman for stand for your back. Whatever you say, the way you use and you hurt the other person saying a hate speech. If you know, you go be conscious. Now the second thing I say, you don't need for be silence. Now either way we invite mommy them and girls them. As mommy for house, you be in a judge. You know, they just cook, wash clothes and things like that. You be in a judge for your picking them. So anything when they do where it not be normal, then you go be not the first person for condemn. You be not the very first person for condemn. But if then the use them, you be silent. Means then the picking them go no say na find you know. Means then they go see say na find you and then go continue for the use them. So the first step is for you to know what hate speech is all about. And as I earlier talked, hate speech no get universal definition. They no get only one definition. They get different definitions. Depending on how you understand them. Depending on how you understand them. And all the presenters and for them, they don't try to explain them from their own level when they understand what the way hate speech be. You don't need for tolerate them. You don't need for see, even you get three picking there for house. Let's say 2 boys, 1 girl, and that 2 boys them. Then they use some kind of comments them against that girl. Are you the acceptor? Are you the laugh? Or maybe you decide the ignore her. I just forget na small thing now. No, na small picking time when you grow up you go change. If you cultivate that culture, and if you grow up, you go know say you get the autonomy for stand for wherever. Insult other people them, denigrate other people them. But we get some government minister not too long ago, he stand coach a whole set of people, a whole tribe, a whole culture, because of the food that they eat. Because the minister was unable to the minister was seen in a video eating achu. Is it achu? Yes, achu with a spoon with a fork. And so they told the minister that it is wrong, that that's not how they eat. So he started insulting the entire tribe that produced that food. So it is real, it is something that is happening. And the retaliation will be what? If a minister, if somebody on the top there can do that type of a thing, those that follow him also believe in it. So we need to be very careful on that. Now, the next step after knowing what way hate speech be, and then condemning it, the next step now say, and it will be very common at the address particularly girls, Android generation. Don't share hate speech. Don't share hate content. Because most of the hate speech, it is spread now online. Some man go just sleep for a room with your own problems then. You go just woke up, coach another tribe, another group of people saying that they behave so and they behave so. And you come across that thing online, or some person they tell you even physically what you're doing. You go tell another person, 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 and that's when the thing will continue for the spread and for the go and for the destroy people them, and for the hurt more people them. So you need to, as an individual, if you identify it, you don't need to share it, because we get person where they create hate content, we get person where they transporter. Just like goods when they produce them for company, you know, we get the manufacturer and the person where they transport and so that may reach the customer the way and there for other localities. So hate speech too, that's how they operate. So you need to be very careful. Once you know, say this thing na hate speech, you go stop them now. How? Once you come across, the best way then tell you for training, I say, now just for you for delete them. If you come across any hate content, the best thing that you can do is for you to delete. Because even for your phone, because if you can't see it now, we get people that way now 2 or 4 people and they use the same phone. So even if you leave one for your phone, someone if you can't see it, or someone will not be trained or not be informed like you if you can't share them. So the best thing now for you for delete them. Why? Because may not you don't already read that it don't already affect you, but try for stop and may not affect another person. The thing there like corona, if you get them, isolate yourself, and not get them to go inside people then, go the spreader. Okay, so now the 3 very practical steps the way all we for this room if you do them. If you read more about hate speech, you get the fee guidance for it as I earlier shown now, where after training. Then give we. Now a whole book, it be made up of 8 chapters. For person where if you read, and then the organization don't try for translate them into pidgin too for people that when if you understand pidgin, and then would you work on making an audio, yes, making an audio in English before maybe translating to other languages in the way all my theory understand this thing because it's a serious problem. A serious problem. I know the commoner for China, I know the commoner for some side. The commoner within we get our own hate speech for it. We get our own hate speech for it. Divide between Hausa and Fulani. Hausa go the call Fulani name, Fulani go the call Hausa name. Bafut go the call Banso name, and vice versa. I don't want to even use some of them because if I use them as example, means say I be guilty of spreading hate speech too. But all of you will know. Any words where I use them against you, where it make you feel uncomfortable, where it make you feel a type, now hate speech. From offense, where our sister asking for it, hate speech get different levels. From offense, okay, jokes. Some jokes and they will be very expensive. The other day, some parliamentarian for India, he started joke about our prophet. And the whole world marched against that this thing, what she said. People were marching all over the world. Most of the Islamic countries, they were marching with placards that don't joke about our prophet. Don't. And it happens frequently. But those are the ones that we see up there on the TV and things like that. I'm concerned about the ones that we use here. We use them. We are guilty of them. All of us, we are either victims, we are transporters or spreaders of hate, or we are the creators. Now we're the manufacturer. But you should don't look some people and say, no, these people are not like us. We don't understand these people. But most of all, the project where we write and I say, all we for this whole, will be now the victims. Now other way I invite counselor, make and share with ideas on how we feel cope with them. Because if somebody use hate against you, and you react with hate, now it's that na chaos. If you coach my tribe, I coach your own. My brother can't join me, can't allow with me, we'll start coach your own. Your brother can't join with you, we'll start coach your own. The next one, yes, fighting. And chaos and genocide, Abdulaziz Bido already given the various terms. It starts small, the spread, so to reach genocide. Genocide na tiwe na you can say, okay, we don't need this particular tribe, this particular ethnic group, we'll kill all of them, we'll scatter them. And it don't happen. And it continue to happen. So we need to be very conscious of hate speech. We need to be careful not for sharing. And then we need to tolerate other people then. So those are basically some of the practical steps. You don't need for read book for understand that one. Nachiwe me are you if you do them. And then hate speech is increasingly being spread online. Those are the people that when they use internet. You go online, you see hate content every day where I log into my WhatsApp account or Facebook. I go online, I must see coach are directed towards a particular community. I must see them. And now if you come across hate content online, what should you do? What should you do? Can somebody share an idea? If, for example, you are from Otan where you go online, you see them insulting Otan, that all the people from Otan are bad. What are you going to do? You will do narrative. Any practical tip? If you see and then the coach your people then, you will do a temptation will make you say, first of all, you'll be angry because you be human. And you go be tend for do what? For retaliate. They coach you, okay, me a conscience too. But today with tell and say the best thing we need for do ignore, don't respond. Don't respond at all. But if you must respond, there are 3 things that you need to consider. First of all, if you are responding to a hate that you see online, or maybe if person just approach you, the coach your people then. First of all, the advisable way I say no respond. But if you must respond, consider 3 things. And number 1, be very fair in your response. If person coach you, you must not necessarily coach you back. Okay? Better ways than the way if you correct you. Better ways than there's so many ways. If person you will start coach you, and then you talk for you calmly, like the other day, I began some problem with my boss, and then he just approached me. He just shout on top of my head, say, "Where were you? All this is." He shout for me. I just look. I not respond. Because now my way, first of all, get anger. If you respond, the next thing I fight for them. And when I'm a boss, means say they'll fire me. So I look, I be quiet, and then I tell you, say, why it is shout for me? Very calmly, and then start calm down. And then I explain my own story for you. Say, I was not there because of this, because of this, because of this. And then you understand. So now some of the practical modalities. Secondly, if you want to respond now, do not use hate. Hate cannot be used to fight hate. Only peace or love can be used to fight against hate. Darkness no fit kill darkness no. Now only light. If you enter the room for night where bomb them be off. Now darkness that, so you know if you use darkness for stop darkness, if you only use now light for stop darkness. So you must not respond in the same way. You know more pay you for the same coin. And then some practical tip there where we don't share earlier. Say one of the best way now for you for report them. Some man do ask questions, say if you report hate speech or maybe hate speech now offense. Yes, for Cameroon under the penal code, the adopted now for 2016. If person use hate against you, if you report it, and the prison term now from 2 years to 5 years. Means they no log you now for 1 week, for 2 days. If you use hate and you report that person, even though I proceed you, but you get a prison terms of 2 to 5 years, at least, and you get for pay from 500,000 to 5 million. Now they find that. Means even government don't discover say hate speech a problem and then don't adopt laws and recent laws for parliament for mitigate them. So basically now some of the teams and that, and then I will just give 1 minute for any person way he get ideas for support which way I don't talk or which way the other people they don't talk, or he get 1 or 2 questions so that if he rang up and then we'll move to pictures. Question there or contribution. Even I don't ask question means that I don't understand all in and affairs now. Okay, question there. Yes.
Assalamu alaikum. I want to ask say as a mommy, where you get picking them, you try for like make them they do bad things. Then they only force themselves into. What you feel do for control your anger for not to use the hate speech on them.
Okay. All right. Okay. You take that. Yes. Okay. Thank you very much. Now, very beautiful question that. I'll channel and from the expert may respond with them. Yes. The expert way understand that feel. Okay. Bismillah.
Okay. Assalamu alaikum once more. If I get your question very well, you say how as mommy for Pekin, how you go stop your Pekin for the do hate speech. Is that correct? Okay, Pekin where they do wrong. The first thing I wait is correction. If I pass for your Pekin day with you, he holler me or he laugh me. First thing if you day for a corner and I wait, you get to explain and for you say be wrong now. So we get to teach all our Pekin and say all man are the same. And avoid the words the way you use them for your Pekin. Because Pekin too you suffer hate speech. Now why that for school, some Pekin they know you do well because of their parents. Not be say they don't get sense. Every day they call you for her dirty, good for nothing. You don't carry on for your head go school. You don't care again for pass now because after all, mommy no say I've been a dog picking now. So we realize say wait. The thing the way you tell your Pekin, now you way it go be. So the word they will use on top them, they contribute to the way the word and two way they go use them for some people. Someone fit take them as a challenge. Say mommy talk say I not go do well. It decide for use that as a challenge for work hard now. But not be all Pekin. So you get to identify who your own Pekin be. In a Pekin way, if you take that kind of thing as a challenge, now a way for motivating, it's fine. But in a Pekin way, you know say if you call so, it go back. It go instead go to fail for school. Avoid that kind of words. Share love with your Pekin and tell them how much you care about them. Say fine word them. Your Pekin, I bet you they know carry that word go talk on for different sites. They will carry that good word the way you talk on. So we'll start by correcting our children and correcting our own words that we use on them. I tell you, I say Pekin an empty container now. That hate way you pour on inside you, now you go to pour on for you other people. And even as they play, you go to talk on for them. So more avoid them as much as possible. Thank you.
All right. I hope you don't answer your question. Okay. It must not necessarily be question. Some of them, for being an expert, you get ideas in them, you get more experience in them. So if you take 30 seconds for share that with we, so that if you benefit and then the other participant then don't feel benefit. Don't be in a school, no can have teach, or can have discuss. Okay. All right, somebody else.
Yeah, we're asking a question on what motivates intolerant.
Okay.
Intolerant. How can we read it up?
Okay. All right. Okay. If you ask and say, now what is the cause intolerance, and what way if you do for stop intolerance? I will also want to ask question, and no one ask them no. So I'm going to answer. He said, now what is the cause intolerance? Intolerance for you, not for the accept other people, and not for the tolerate other people. And what way if you do for stop them? Because if you look at the team, one of the things are tolerance. Tolerance as a way of fighting hate speech. Okay, yes, idea there for back. When I talk before I respond.
Assalamu alaikum. Me as you say, if it cause intolerance, na priority.
Okay.
Like when you be proud of yourself, you feel like see person do something where it be correct, but so far as you see and say you overpass that person, you no fit tolerate what you don't talk am. Now you will feel like cause that intolerance.
MashaAllah, that's a beautiful response there from a sister. Okay, so according to me, the way they cause intolerance, I say people they when they be proud, and they no one say me some people them pass them. If you see person they do something where go pass your own, you know one green. And normally people don't go pass you, that you like them or not. They don't need your permission for pass you. Okay, yes.
Assalamu alaikum.
Yeah.
Another cause of intolerance should be like greed or wickedness. If you get something you want to share with other people.
Okay, so greed and wickedness, of course, that's the person that presented on intolerance. So it is normal that for us to hear from her. That's how I feel. Okay, so greed and wickedness. And normally all human beings they get some certain level of greediness inside them. So it will depend now on you as an individual, how you try to control your own, how you manage your own, you know. Any human being get goodness as well as again the badness. So if she don't, you leave badness, overtake your own, means say you'll get problem with yourself and you will get problem for inside your community. Okay, very nice. Any other response? Beautiful responses. I think they were all and no. Yes, okay, another response.
Sometimes the intolerance because some person they feel say it be superiority or inferiority.
Okay, okay. So now superiority person feels say it be better than another person. Okay, yes. Envy. People in the way they feel say we tolerance from behind. We don't get any idea for the. I just say when I get a lot of experience when I feel share. Any response? Okay, yes. Our sister still get another. Okay, do one a different one. Okay, let's hear from you.
Assalamu alaikum. Assalamu alaikum.
Alaikum salam.
Jealousy can cause intolerance.
She's the coconut.
Okay. Yes. Okay.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam.
Jealousy can cause intolerance.
Okay. Jealousy can cause intolerance, of course. Jealousy can cause intolerance. Now, if she don't, you know, say human being naturally always be competitive. You get your own things and for your front. Most of the time you look na the way they cause distrust. Not to go make you not trust your sister or your brother. Kado, one free face mask. Okay, yeah, name them for back. Yes.
Assalamu alaikum. For my own idea, if it talk say lies telling, if it cause distrust, because if you dey talk lie, people don't know if you trust you.
Okay. Okay. Oh, would I hear sister respond? I beg if you take him again. Oh, and the question I say now what did it cause distrust? Now it go make you may not trust your neighbor or your brother or your sister. Okay, we'll hear from you first.
Assalamu alaikum. You know if you trust your neighbor, where they lie for you all time.
Okay.
Lies telling.
Okay, lies telling. Okay. Person where you dey live together for you go tell you say black, your turn see and say na white. You tell you say na red, your turn see and say na green. Means say you know if you ever trust, you know. And that one can even for his life be accepted. If you not trust that one, means say na your fault. Because you get evidence. Okay? That one no be bad. The bad one now say if you not trust some person because you don't understand that person. Okay? Let's say now a conflict region. Old town are one of the safe ground they will get, and people they come from different areas, they come this side. Now if you rent with the same person with your brother or your sister, where you come also and then you come more womb. You say that womb people then they so just be careful, just they lock you your door. If you are picking them time when they play, no accept say make them cross. When they go for that your neighbor apartment. You know must study, you know ye. If the Joshi best or maybe so room away we don't hear them. Say some girl we don't come home and then it keeps some my report. And so it conclude say anyway way they come out for that area. You take good care for your upon them. So now distrust that. Okay. Another handy. Okay. You agree or respond?
Now say at times then they fit give you a manner for something.
Okay.
Then you know fulfill it.
Okay, of course. So if they give you a manner for something and then you know fulfill them, so you get right for distrust that other person. I think where it be very rampant, it be very common. Some man they owe you, it tells you will bring them today. Or even money for Jangi when I give for some man, they call your number, stop him for the pass. So next time for next Jangi, even if he come, he say he want him the money for free. I will say no, when I will deny. So basically, now the idea then that I will get so many other things there for discuss, but time na factor. So one thank all the participants there when I don't live on our work, when I don't live on our other commitment then. For interact with we, not just for listening for we not be not teachers them. But you come for share idea and we don't hear on our own too, I will be very, very knowledgeable. I want to thank all the facilitators on them. I want to thank our host, Imam, we don't leave other appointments them and then you don't can she don't as one of the participants them. So we thank all man. Now so we'll beg say more stand for us here, more come out in orderly, also when the people pass with it, we'll get family picture. And then any person will be interested. We need 5 persons there for interviewing them. Especially the one that went and all right about this expectation. Made them tell we now had the workshop day. It good, it bad. Made them magwa report card. So I think that was 1 year. And then immediately after that, some small bite there for back day. I don't know, we need some woman leaders and made them coordinate with people that will come with and so that if we see her for share them, and then we'll get person where you got the reimbursed transport for this deck so that once you get your job, you can get your transport so that you feel facilitate your journey back home. Assalamu alaikum. Okay. Okay, doctor. Assalamu alaikum. Okay, the not your prince or I guess you know we take go get the family picture now inside. Yes. Yes. So what you arrange was here for arrange a chair and then this time so and then yes. May actually try for capture the picture on the with your banner. And then the people that for the interview, you can stand for yourself and the people on the interview. Yes. What did you okay. Please, one is the right person there for the interview, then the joker while we will arrange how to take the picture. The people there for interview, I think
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Okay, thank you so much for attending this workshop. I just have a few questions for you. The first question is, what did you learn from this workshop?
First of all, I want to thank the staff that came with this initiative to Old Town.
Okay.
I've learned a lot on hate speech. At first, I was using hate speech to other people, not knowing that it has affected them. But after the program we have had on hate speech, I'm able to overcome myself. And then I've learned not to use what I've been using on others again.
Okay, thank you. The camera, please.
Thank you very much.
All right. My first question for you is, what have you learned from this workshop?
I've learned a lot about hate speech, though I've been familiar with the words earlier before now.
Okay.
So I've learned more about hate speech, that I wouldn't like others around me to use hate speech to any other person again around me.
Okay. How will you deal with hate speech from today?
From today, I will really like sensitize the population, not only like my community, but wherever I go with the hate speech, I'll tell people not to use hate speech because it can bring so many hatred and barriers to our society.
How do you intend to sensitize people?
Through gatherings, wherever I go, maybe through gatherings, wherever I found people gathered together, I'll make sure I sensitize them on what hate speech means so that they won't use to hurt others.
Okay, my last question for you is connected to this online system. How will you react to a hate speech that you see online?
I think I will not really retaliate that much because some people are ignorant of what you're saying. So I don't think I'll let the fool to fool me.
Exactly.
So that's
all right.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Next, I'll bow. That's a difficult question. First, come all right, I'll bow. Thank you for coming for this workshop.
Thank you.
My first question for you is, what have you learned from this workshop?
I've learned a lot from this workshop.
All right.
When I was coming, I had so many things on my mind, like what am I going to come and know about this workshop because I've never been here.
Okay.
So I've learned a lot. I've learned how to take in hate speech.
All right.
And how to avoid them because I've always been doing that type of thing. So I'm going to arrange.
Okay, you are a student. I believe you are a student. If you are faced with, you deal with hate speech in school?
I'm just going to ignore the hate speech. I'm not going to let it get into me. And I'm going to teach them not to do some kind of things and do hate speech to others.
All right. And how will you do in order to take it to your authorities? Will you report it to the authorities or you come and tell your parents about that hate speech on you?
I'm going to report it. I can either report it to the school so that they can take in decision. But for me, I can take it in and I'm going to let it pass, not to take someone from.
Okay, one last question for you. Any word for this organizing committee? Any word for this event?
I can say this
organization, the workshop is very nice, and I wanted to also thank Imam Tukur for coordinating the workshop and the training.
All right. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. All right, we have already listened to this last section, which is the interviews. Right now, we will have our family photo. Please, we call on everyone to be ready for this family picture.
Okay. 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 Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullah.
Okay, you are one of the participants of today's workshop. So I would just want you to tell us one thing that you have learned or one thing that you have retained from today's workshop. We have been here since 8 o'clock in the morning, so just share with us one thing.
Okay, what I've learned is, the phrase hate speech it means a lot. So in a nutshell, I think I know what hate speech is.
Okay, so you have known what hate speech is.
Yeah.
That's very important. So now my second question is, now you have attended this workshop for today. What were you expecting when you were coming with your expectation? Have those your expectations been met? In other words, are you satisfied with what you have met here, or you are going home disappointed with what you were expecting to come and learn here?
Yes. Increasing my capacity in knowing what hate speech is quite a lot.
Okay.
It's quite a lot. Because now the definition has increased of what I knew before coming here. Right.
Okay. Thank you so very much. Okay, now the last question now. What do you have? Do you have a word for the organizers of this workshop? What message do you have for D2R now? Because they are now in Yaoundé and they are following us live. So what do you tell the headquarters of D2R now in Yaoundé, and also the headquarters of D2R now in Berlin, in Germany? So what do you tell them? Is it a good idea? Is it a great initiative, or was it a bad one? Did they make a mistake to start D2R now?
I tell them more grease to their elbows to come up with many more of this. Because in short, what they have done here is what we can liken it to what we call peace building. Because in peace building, you have three phases. You have the preventive, you have the curative, and you have the crisis, how you handle the crisis. Exactly. So in short, they have preempted all those things.
Okay. Yes. Okay. All right. Thank you so very much for sharing your thoughts with you, and we hope that D2R now will listen to what you have told them, and they will continue this initiative. Thank you. I want to make Okay. Yes. Okay. It's okay. Okay, now we have another participant who is here with us. He wants to share us his experiences as far as today's workshop is concerned. So, Abubakar, in summary, what have you learned from today's workshop?
Right. Thank you so much, Mr. Organizer, of this workshop. Firstly, I want to thank the Head for organizing this because it's very timely. The time in which it has come is very much appropriate to the context and the needs of the community. And the presentations have been so engaging, they have been interactive, and the subjects and the content was very much relevant to the realities that we live in. Because we live in a very volatile society in the Northwest, especially today, whereby the least thing and the least spark can result in something disastrous. So coming in at this time and bringing us such workshop with such relevant in order to ameliorate the negative consequences that have been caused by interreligious and inter-tribal skirmishes that are taking the lives of so many people in the Northwest, as we can all testify.
Okay, thank you so very much for that response. Now, the second and the last question now. The Head now is an initiative from Berlin, Germany, and it has become a global issue. We have hate speech in Kenya, in Nairobi, in Central Africa, and here in Cameroon. Now, what message do you have for the person who initiated this idea? Some people can think that it was a mistake. Could there have been any better idea than the Head now?
All right. Can I say thank you is enough for such an initiative? I don't think so. Because we cannot actually express how grateful we are for the organizers, especially given the fact that these people live probably in different realities and they are in a different space, contrary or vis-a-vis ours. Therefore, for them to sit and think about people in this hemisphere across the ocean and come up, conceptualize such brilliant ideas in order to foster coexistence is very, very commendable and laudable. So thank you cannot be enough, but what we can say is that for the organizers, the architects of this program, because you have thought about us, we are grateful, we acknowledge it, and please don't forget about us. We are waiting for better, for more and better workshops like this. And I say better not because this one is bad, but because every human endeavor is picked or tilted towards perfection. So we are so much grateful.
All right, Brother Muhammad, thank you so much for coming, and thank you for sharing your thoughts with us. Okay, pictures.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم والصلاة بعد. I want to thank everybody that have followed us on ART because we have already come to the end of our program. And I want to thank the technical crew and thank everybody that has been there to watch us live on ARTV on this program here in Old Town. And I equally want to thank the sponsors of this program that have come to educate this community on the topic hate speech. And I want to thank the televiewers and tell you that you should stay tuned on ARTV. For those that are watching us on our YouTube channel, don't forget to subscribe on our YouTube channel and also share the program to others to also benefit every program that we broadcast here on ARTV. سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك نشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت نستغفرك ونتوب إليك. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.